Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Hello. It's Motivational Monday. Who's in the house? It's time for us to get busy. Can you see all the packing going on around me? I'm telling you, ladies, it's getting real. It is getting real. Who's in the house? Come on in and let's get busy. We've got some good stuff going on, and I'll tell you what, we are never we're never without something to do around here. Let me just say. So who's here? Come on in. Say hello. Today we're going to, let's see, we've got a new supplement of the week. Mary Frances, hello. Good to see you. We have a new supplement of the week that I think is absolutely on target for what everybody is going to want. Hi, Anna. Especially for this time of year. And that is, are you ready? I'm bringing it over. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. Sue had some good results, didn't she, for the sprint? I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Sleep Ease. That's our supplement of the week. This stuff, we're getting testimonial after testimonial after testimonial about this. Hi there, Denise. Because it works. The stuff is gold. I take it every night. I wouldn't be without it. Who did I just see? That's Kimberly. There you go, Kimberly. Hi, Helen. Hi, Catherine. This stuff is gold. If you put 4 in your cart, we'll discount them so that you're essentially getting the 4th one free. Okay? That's our supplement of the week. I want you to know about that. Hey, there's Sarah. She's here in the house. Gosh, she had some amazing results from the sprint. Hi there, Angie. There's Yvonne. Gosh, just amazing results. If you want to find out about our supplement of the week, you can find out all about Sleep Ease. All you have to go to savingdinner.com/show and we'll tell you all about it. There's Lizzie. I see Vanessa. And if I miss you, hi, Julie. Hi, Mariana. If I miss you, I apologize. Joanne's in the house. We always start out, too, with a quote. If you're new to our show, we start out with quotes. I give you a couple of announcements. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Lucy. And when I see you here live, I like to greet you and say, come on in. Hi, Melissa. You know, the thing with us, this is our community. Gosh, we need each other, don't we? Especially right now. Can you say a little bit isolated? We don't have to be isolated. We can bring everybody together. There's Jerry, there's Ann. Good to see you guys. And you know, this is the Daily Dish Show. You know what our big thing is here? You know what we do here? We connect and we create our community and we stay connected because we sure as heck need each other. There's Beverly. And one of the things that we do, look, this comes on Saturdays. We get a new one on Saturday. Here it is. Your mind is a prison when you focus on your fear. Boom! Isn't that so good? It's true. And a lot of times we get hooked into being happy all the time. And I think happy is such a bizarre word. Really, it is. You know, let me just say that it is really underneath it all. Happy is all based on circumstances, and feeling happy is a nice thing, but it's fleeting. Joy, however, is deep. Joy is deep. And even though we're going to be talking about happy, we get to, those happy seeds get to create joy for us later on. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But I love things that just make us pivot from the place of fear, make us realize, oh my gosh, you know what I'm doing is just adding more to this. Instead of creating the life that I want, I am actually piling on to the life I don't want. That's what this little tiny, simple thing says. Your mind is a prison when you focus on your fear. Mindset stuff again, isn't it? I love that. And I hate to tell you this, ladies, but these mugs, they be gone. They're out. We are completely out. We are awaiting the new ones. So Those of you who are, waiting on mugs, I promise you we will send them to you separately, but I will tell you, worth the wait. And wait till you see what we have coming up. Wait till you see what we have coming up. It's going to curl your toes. I love stuff like that. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Daily Dish Show, where we put vibrancy back into your everyday life, heart, mind, body, and soul, because we recognize who you are. A whole woman, not just a jean size, not the color of your lipstick, not all the things that you do for all the people in your life, but a whole woman, the whole woman. So there's a connection there. And when we realize that connection and we start nurturing those different parts of our lives, things change significantly. And if you don't believe me, ask a lot of these women who are in here, because honestly, we've seen some big things. All right, what else do I need to tell you about? If you missed last week's What's Next webinar, it's free. You might want to go check it out, because what's next after you finish a sprint is really kind of important. And this is going to give you some mindset pieces to put into your daily practice of creating that sacred space. And I hope that you go and take a look, see. Okay, that's savingdinner.com/burn to get that. And by the way, everybody, put your pounds lost in our Hot Melt Sprint group. Put that in that one thread. We will congratulate you. And you can separate it out and put your own thread and tell everybody about that. I haven't had a chance to really go in there yet. But yeah, and we want to celebrate you. Of course we do, but we also want to get a big tally. So help us out on that tally, will you? I hope so. Jenny's asking, where are you moving? I'm going to stay here in Brevard. I will be probably the same amount, probably maybe 5 minutes further from Marla, but it'll be worth it because of where we're moving. We're excited. We close 1 week from today. I'm asking you all for your prayers for an absolutely smooth as silk closing. Everything got moved up because the people who are going to be renting this house next needed early move-in. Okay, so it's going to be interesting, shall we say? Interesting. That's fine. I'm good with interesting. I just want everything to kind of just, come on, let's have a little silk here, a little smoothness. Here's to that, right? Thanks, Mimi. I know you're praying. I appreciate that. So anyway, the other thing that you need to know about is that you can get notes, the show notes, the next day, every day. This is what we do. We have a show, you watch the show, and then we have notes that are created afterwards so that you can get that double underline confirmation of what's going on. And if you want to use that and put it in to your journal or whatever you use for when you're having your sacred space in the morning, your power hour, yeah, this will help you out. All you have to do is sign up for our emails. Go to savingdinner.com. We'll take it from there. You'll see the pop-up, or it'll be on the side there of the page. The other thing I want to tell you is that we have gift certificates available. How about that? Go to savingdinner.com/gift, and you'll see all the different ones that we have. They're in color. They're beautiful. You can print them out. They're actual gift certificates. So you can give somebody the gift of dinner or supplements or whatever you want. But this will make it easy for you. And today we're going to be talking about TOP, what I call TOP, being teachable, open, and positive, because I believe that is a mindset piece. That is the overall foundation that's going to help you to do all these things that we talk about all the time and get you to that place. Because think about what the opposite of what these things are. If you're not teachable, you're unteachable. If you're not open, you're closed. If you're not positive, you're negative. Now, whoever has made any headway in their life getting what it is that they want, if they're unteachable, if they're closed, and if they're negative, what's that going to do for you? How is that going to serve the life that you want to have? How's that going to make your life vibrant? That's why we're talking about this. And we all have a touch of this in our lives, don't we? We all do. We all have things that we're constantly working on. Well, I'm talking about this because I want to invite you to a very important workshop that is coming up on Monday, January 2nd and it's called Creating a Vibrant 2021. This is no ordinary workshop because this is workshopping as well. There's going to be a whole setup because we're going to hit you mind, body, heart, soul. You're going to be a part of our detox effort, which, believe me, I've got a great detox menu for you. I've got a supplement that's coming for you. You'll be a part of that. And that will be happening on January 11th, I believe it is. Jenny will correct me. But that whole thing will be happening. You'll get body, so that's your body. Your mind, the mindset piece will be all in the morning so that it help you to stay positive for the whole thing. And then moving into the soul work that we're going to be doing, well, this is where the vibrancy is going to really erupt. I love that word erupt, don't you? That is going to be freaking amazing because we're going to be using our vision board. We're going to be doing Take Back Your Life workshop on how to use your planner for 90 days at a time, because I don't want you making another New Year's resolution. I want you instead to make a reservation for this whole thing. Now, it's a little bit more expensive than it was last time, but it's for the entire workshop, and it's for the detox, and it's for the everything that you're going to get. The materials list that we have will be coming to you, and this is going to be intense. So if you're ready for intense, put your seatbelts on and go get yourself signed up. That's savingdinner.com/vibrant, and it'll be amazing. Lizzie, send in an email to support@savingdinner.com, and we'll help you. We'll help you with all of that, because I know there's lots of tech business there. So anyway, we've seen a bunch of signups already. We're excited about those of you who are signing up. We will get you completely set up and ready to go. You'll get a materials list of what you're going to need for doing the vision board part of the workshop. And you're going to also be getting everything digitally so you can understand exactly what it is. We're going to be moving through this whole week. We'll have some hot seats where I'm going to bring people aboard and help to deconstruct some stuff that they're having issues with. It is really going to be incredible. We do wonderful things in these workshops. I love them. It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is to do them in person, which next year, that's on my list. So I gave you everything. You've got it all. Are you ready to get down to the material for today? You ready to get motivated on this Monday to get going with what we've got going on? So I talked about, I want to help you to create your own happy, because we do create our own happy. And like I said, I think happiness is the seed for joy, which is deep within. I think joy is the connection that we have with God, totally. And I feel like He constantly feeds us on that. Even in despair, we know that the promise is there, that joy cometh in the morning, right? We know that. We know that. So I want to talk about where we want to go before we start creating the happy. I want to talk about a couple of things, and that is about being teachable, being open, and being positive, because without that, we can't go to the place of creating our own happy. We just can't. So I want you to look at the places where you're unteachable in your life. I want you to look at the places where you're closed-minded, shut down, and aren't listening to anybody else in your life. And I also want you to look at the place of where you're really negative and where that negativity shows up. Maybe you're positive and sunshiny all the time, but the negativity shows up in what you're saying about yourself. Man, don't you know about that? We all do, don't we? So I think one of the places that we can really get down to business and really understand what this whole thing about being teachable, open, and positive is having the heart always of a beginner. Never thinking that we know it all, but always having the heart of a beginner. You remember how it is when you first start to do something, how excited you are, how anticipatory you are, and how thrilled you are that you get to do this thing, until the tedium wears in, right? The tedium wears in and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this, or, oh, that's too hard, or, yeah, it was fun, but now it's not, or whatever it is. But if we embrace the heart of a beginner always, then we always are looking at it from the perspective of, isn't this great? I have this privilege of being able to do it. Whether it's learning how to play the piano, whether it's learning how to ski, whether it's learning how to bake something or create something in the kitchen, or whatever it is. That's the heart of a beginner. We see things from almost with the eyes of a child. It's exciting, we get to do it, and we have anticipation of what's next. Louis Armstrong said this: there are some people that if they don't know, you can't teach them. And you know what is at the crux of that is the unteachability is so deep. There's a lot of that going around, and it's the yeah butism. I've talked about that before, where you say, well, maybe you should try this. Nah, but. Yeah, I tried that, but. Yeah, but I don't have time. Yeah, but I don't have this. Yeah, but. All those yeah buts take away our joy and chisel away at what we could possibly have. It takes away, it detracts. It says no. It says we know better. We think we know better. You know, I've seen this so much, and especially in the online wellness space, when people make these huge declarations that the way I do health and nutrition is the only way and everybody else is full of it. You see it all the time. I mean, we get into these places of scrapping through our lives where I'm right, you're wrong. We talked a little bit about that, and just what a ding that is to our souls. It doesn't benefit anybody, does it? But we also don't want to be so open-minded that our brains all fall out, do we? We have to be open-minded in that we're going to listen, and that we're going to empathize, and that we're going to care about our fellow human being. It doesn't mean that we have to give up how we think or what we believe or our belief systems or anything like that. Of course not. But we also have to be in this place of being honoring to one another. And we can't do that when we shut people down and we close them up, and we even get to the place of insulting them and telling them they're ignorant and they're stupid and they're dumb and why are you thinking this way? It one-ups ourselves into this place of we just are untouchable. And it also says, I'm unteachable, I'm full of myself, I'm arrogant, and I don't have the mind or the heart of a beginner. I'm in that place of just seeing myself in just maybe a little bit of extraordinarily, you know? And is there any positivity that comes with that? No, there's not. Sorry, that was a phone call I just got rid of. So when you're teachable, you benefit directly. When you're teachable, there's something there for you to look for. And when I believe that when we look at something, even when we feel like we know where we're going, even though we feel like we have our act together and everything's set and, all of these things, I believe that when we're teachable, there's always something for us to learn. And even if it isn't the material, it's the act of being teachable, of being open, of being positive, that allows us to be more loving, more empathetic, and a better friend, for heaven's sakes. A better friend. Have you ever had a prickly friend where you just don't even want to say anything? Like, well, maybe you should try this, because you know what's going to come back to you. That's the thing that I'm talking about. Jackie Joyner-Kersee said, I maintained my edge by always being a student. I love that. I maintained my edge by always being a student. I've seen this 100% of the time in the sprint and in my groups that I've coached, because I've seen this quality in Joanne. I'll call Joanne out. Sarah, I'll call out, who else? I'll call out Jen, Lizzie, always being open, always being teachable, always being positive, and applying these things. And I see another level up, another level up, and another level up. You can't help that by being, by being like this. I love what you just said, Sarah. One of my favorite phrases to use as a listener is tell me more. Who doesn't want to hear that from somebody? Tell me more. That means I value your opinion. I value what you're saying. I want to hear more from you, and I'm listening. Not merely hearing, not just letting, whatever. I always get mad at Mark checking, because sometimes, we'll be having a conversation and he'll notice something out the door and he'll say, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, well, we're in the middle of a conversation. What does that say when you do something like that? Oh, ADD, whatever. But it's not 100% attention. When you have somebody's 100% attention, you know that you're having a good conversation, that they see the worth in you and what you're saying, and it values you. And how do you feel when you're valued? How do you feel when you're valued? You can feel valued, right? It makes all the difference in the world. So when you're teachable, you benefit directly, don't you? You benefit 100% directly because it puts you in the place of always being the student, and it keeps your edge. And it also keeps you to the place of creating this happiness that you want to create in your life. You're open and you're willing. That means you can go there without necessarily having the knowledge. That means you're willing to have, that you're willing to have a scary place for a minute. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it there. I'm going to go there anyway. I'm going to do this anyway. This is when we bypass the amygdala and go straight here to the prefrontal cortex, where all the abstract thinking is done. That's what we want to do. So being positive means that we've decided not to be, to keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, remember him? Until he finally learned his lesson, he wasn't willing to learn his lesson for a long time. He was willing to blow stuff up. He was willing to do all kinds of crazy things. But he wasn't willing to learn a lesson till he finally let it down. Till he was finally saying, I'm teachable, I'm open, and I'm going to be positive, and things changed. Good lesson there. So what do? How do we create our happy then? How do we create this? Well, I've got 8 things for you, and this is your alignment assignment. If you're willing, if you're open, if you're teachable, and if you're positive, you're going to want to write these things down. The first thing is, don't wait for it. Just start creating it. Don't wait, create. When we wait for things to happen, we're going to be waiting for a very long time. We don't have to wait for it to come knocking on the door, because happiness rarely does that. We just wait and wait and wait for what? We have to create it ourselves. We have to create our own happiness. We have to be the directors of our own lives. And when we do that, we can start seeing the positivity, not only the positivity of what is possible, but the possibilities become endless. And when you have possibility, you're positive. And when you're positive with possibility, the creativity comes as well. And that means that you are not solely focused on the problem anymore, but now focused on the solution, where now you can create the things that you want. Number 2 is you've got to biologically do it. That means that you have to heart, mind, body, and soul. That means that you have to start thinking about the thing that you want instead of the thing that you don't want. That means that you have to pump yourself up. Part of our whole biology changes when we're positive. Did you know that? It all changes. We secrete different hormones. The endorphins come, the serotonin comes, the dopamine comes, and that all makes us positive and happy. We move our bodies, we hydrate ourselves, we start taking care of ourselves. So biologically, we got to get behind what it is that we want. Number 3, for heaven's sakes, count your blessings, sister. Have you noticed that you've got a lot of things in your life that you can be thankful for? Even if you're saying, well, but I'm isolated, I'm all alone. Okay, but you're connected here. Okay, but there's people waiting for you to connect in these groups that we have. You are here. That's something to be thankful for. Every single day it's a thing that, again, biologically changes you when you have gratitude and you start thinking about all the things that you have to count your blessings with. And Take Back Your Life, that journal, we start 3 things every day to flick that switch to get us into the place of gratitude, because gratitude creates creativity as well and creates solutions for the things that we're, mulling over and need to fix. Number 4, stop complaining. Hello, what happens when we complain? Our brain shrinks. Not only that, but our social circles shrink because nobody wants to be around that. So if you're complaining, it's a habit, and it's a habit that needs to be broken. Instead of complaining means I'm focused on the problem. I'm focused on problems. Instead, flip it over and start thinking about, what is the solution to the stuff that I'm complaining about? And that is going to change the whole texture of what it is that you're doing, change the whole trajectory of the solution. And it's going to flip your biology. You're going to get all the good hormones surging instead of all the negativity. And you know what that negative loop looks like. It screams depression, and it looks like Eeyore, and you have a dark cloud over your head that's raining all the time. That's no fun. And don't forget, take your supplements too, because the supplements are what support your healthy lifestyle that you want. That's part of your good habits. Keep a journal, and don't forget, add that gratitude. That's number 5. Keep a journal. Write this stuff out, and write down the good stuff. Write down the bad stuff, sure, but write down more good stuff than bad. And that bad stuff, there's a solution to it, I promise you, if you start looking at it with those eyes. Number 6, I want you to remember who you are. Remember, we've had this discussion before. Remember who you are. You've seen that in, was it Star Wars? Yes, Star Wars. Remember who you are. But I will also say you are a daughter of the King, if you remember who you are. And just remember that in light of the stuff that you're complaining of, in light of all the things that are happening in your life. When your focus is different, so is your solution. Number 7, I want you to smile your face off. Who's ready for that? You know, when we smile, do you know that that helps with our biology? There's less muscles used in smiling than in being a negative Nelly. When we smile, we're letting everyone know how important they are. And I want you to see this. You know, we can't smile real well with masks on, but what if we said to the cashier in the grocery store, these essential workers that are out there every single day that we're so grateful for, what if we said to them, you know, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm smiling under this mask. What if you said that to them? What if that's who you are, and those are the little flower petals, those are the breadcrumbs, those are the things that you're putting out every single day in your interactions, whether you're online, whether you're dealing with somebody in person, or you're sending an email. Nothing wrong with a bunch of smiley emojis, right? Number 8 is find the happy. Be the looker for the happy. Because when you're finding the happy, you're seeding your joy. And your joy is deep and within, and it works in your beautiful self. It's part of your soul. Sarah says, I'm smiling right now. I'm smiling right back at you, Sarah. When we smile, we light people up. Don't you want to be a joy giver? I know you do. Don't you want to be that person? Well, to do it, you need to be on top, don't you? You need to be on top. What does that mean again? You're teachable, you're open, and you're positive. All of this is going to lead to you creating your happy and creating and planting that joy that's deep within, and then living it. You get to live that, and we all get to watch it. And that is the way to go, in my opinion. Life is too short. I just talked with a friend who almost died from COVID, and he was telling me all about his whole thing with it. And you know, long story that goes with it, but there were some relationships that were a little disjointed, and he was asking me about some things that were with somebody that we both knew. And I was thinking to myself, isn't it interesting that we go back when we are in that kind of a place where death's door is close, we start thinking about what could we fix? What can we go back and fix? And he has had the opportunity to do it, and that's one of the things that he's doing. I don't want you to be on death's door, but I want you to be in the place of looking at your life from this place of being teachable, being open, and being positive, and seeing how you can spread the happy to everyone that you love, everybody that you interact with, and everybody that you touch, because you can have a ripple effect, and that's your calling from God, part of your purpose, to help others at all times. And this is how we do it. It's not a matter of being a sacrificial lamb and overdoing it and over-volunteering. No, it's a matter of being a light in this very dark world. We all need to be those lights, and we all have the ability to do it if we're on top. What do you think of that? Who's going to be with me? Who's going to be smiling their faces off and spreading this happiness throughout? I think you're all going to do it. That's what I say. And I'm so thrilled that you're all a part of my community. And I cannot wait for the day where we can all get together in person to workshop together. But in the meantime, you know what? I am just thrilled that we at least get together virtually every single day. And we'll get to do it on a big way on January 2nd. So check that out. Don't forget to check that out and get signed up for it. SaveMeDinner.com/vibrant. Thanks so much for joining me today. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. She said, love this. I learned so much today. You know, we're always learning, aren't we? I love that. Always learning means that we're always going to be becoming better versions of who we are today. And tomorrow will be even better tomorrow. Can't hate that, can you? Alrighty, I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, show up. Tomorrow is Transformational Tip Tuesday. Can't miss that. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.